Okay guys, I wanted to show you exactly how to apply this Lipsense product. So I've put on my makeup already, and I'm going to show you everything. My lips are a little bit dry and covered in a little bit of residual makeup from applying my makeup, but I'm going to show you all the steps right now. So I'm going to start by exfoliating my lips. You don't have to do this after applying your makeup, but I wanted to show you in this video, so that's why I'm doing it after. But it's recommended that you do this, if not daily, often enough that your lips don't get any flaky layers. And I want to tell you that now, and that's why I've been posting about making sure that you're exfoliating your lips, because the color actually applies and clings to like dead flaky skin on your lips differently than it does to healthy skin. And that is the place where it will flake off first. So the healthier your lips, the better the product wears. So it's really important to, especially when you first start, to be exfoliating every day. It doesn't mean you have to initially do it like exactly after applying your makeup, but just make sure you're doing it like whether it's in the morning or at night before bed. And then moisturizing so that you're really making sure that your lips are taken care of, because it applies much better to healthy lips. So I'm just wiping off the scrub. I have a recipe for DIY scrub if you don't have one, and just clean your lips off. So I used a dry towel to do that. And then I'm going to use my Clinique clarifying lotion. I use level 3, but basically you just want something that's an astringent. You can use, like I said, witch hazel. I posted that, but I'm just using it on a dry cotton ball and wiping off any additional moisture or makeup or oils that were left from the scrub, anything like that. And it's just going to help to make sure my lips are really clean, and they're also going to be really dry, and that's going to help the product adhere really, really well. Okay, so now onto the Lipsense color itself. So these are the two products in the kit. You actually get 3. You get an oops remover as well. But so here's the Lipsense moisturizing gloss. This is the glossy gloss. It leaves a like glass finish, but it's super moisturizing, and your lips are going to just drink it up. This is the Lipsense color tube that I'm using. This is the shade Berry. It's a super deep like plum shade. I love it for fall. And it's currently the only one I have. It smells a little bit like varnish, and that's because it has a high alcohol content in it to kill any extra bacteria, since you'll be keeping the tube for so much longer than regular lipstick. So I'm just wiping off extra because it's really important that you actually apply a thin layer, because it builds upon itself. So here I'm going to start by like lining the outside of my lips, and I'm going in one direction. I'm not going to go back and forth. This kind of works like a dry erase marker, where if you go back over itself, it actually kind of wears the color away, I think. And it's really tempting when you first start to want to do that back and forth motion, because we're so used to doing it with other products, but this one does not work that way. So you almost have to train yourself to not do it, to like break the habit. But the wand is really, really great at helping line your lips. And I just like to do this because it helps me eliminate errors. But it's also great if you're looking for a defined look and you want to use like a darker shade to line and then switch colors into a lighter shade to fill in. It would give you that appearance. And you can, Senegence sells lip liners for super defined looks. You don't necessarily have to do that, because this product, like I said, does not move or budge, and so it's not going to bleed or run. And so you could right here switch color tubes and apply a different shade to fill in, and it would give you that defined look. I, however, am just going to stick with the one shade, and so I'm filling in with this berry shade all the way, again, in one swoop, in one direction, and filling in that color. And you want to get all the way to the inside. You don't want to leave any area. That's where it's actually going to wear off first, and the most is inside where your lips touch together and where they're constantly wet from saliva or meat, food, or whatever all day long. But so you're going to apply this first coat, and then it's really important to let it dry. Because there is, like I said, that alcohol to kill bacteria in there, you can feel it like evaporating out, and that's basically what's happening here. You want to wait for it to kind of evaporate out. This is a super attractive like photo of me where my mouth is wide open. But I did that. I left my mouth nice and open wide so that it can fill all those little lines, all those little crevices that we all have in our lips. You want it to be saturated with color. So again, here goes layer 2. And these layers work together. I'll show you an infographic in a minute of what they do specifically. But basically, you're you're building this color so that it lasts all day. And so now that I've already lined, it's much easier to just fill in the color. So there's layer 2. I'm going to go ahead and let this one dry as well. And you'll have to be careful and swallow. You don't want to touch your lips together because it's super sticky at this point. Think of like if you stuck your hand in honey and then wiped it off with a towel or a paper towel and never actually washed your hands. It's like that sticky feeling of like not completely dry yet. You'll feel the like tingling sensation of the alcohol evaporating away, and that means the layer is dry, but they won't actually feel dry to the touch. If you were to touch them, they're kind of tacky right now. So that's why you don't want to stick your lips together or they're going to be super tacky and you have to pull them apart. I've done that before and it's not fun. So keep your mouth open while you're applying these 3 layers. Again, really thin layers. If you get too thick of a layer, it actually wears worse than a thin layer. So thin layers, and I'm telling you, it lasts all day. You don't need a lot of it. And so this tube of color is going to last you forever. So third and final layer is drying now. This is why I decided to do a voiceover because it would be really funny trying to talk to you right now with my mouth wide open. Okay, so you can see the color. It's still like moisturizing even though this is the driest point of the color. So now I'm going to apply the gloss now that this third layer is dry. And you would think that this white wand would have some kind of residual wipe off, especially with the color that I've chosen that's super dark. But you can see that wand is staying bright, brilliant white. Like there's no color transfer because this color like locks on. It molecularly bonds to your lips and stays put. It's amazing. So once you apply this gloss, you want to make sure you get it all the way to the edge, all the way to the inside, and on those corners. That is my biggest like learning curve right now. I'm having to remember to put it all the way into the corners. Typically you don't want to like wear too much gloss or color because it kind of bleeds out. This doesn't do that. And so you want to make sure to cover that whole area or you get that like sticky honey feeling and you don't want that. So make sure the gloss covers the whole entire color, and then it feels like regular lip wear and it feels so luxurious and so moisturized because that gloss is full of like shea butter. It's got like all kinds of good things in it and your lips are gonna be like, oh my gosh, and they're just gonna like, you will feel it like absorbing into your lips almost immediately. So here you can kiss, you can do whatever, and it's not gonna budge. The gloss does wear off like a regular gloss would, but the color does not transfer. So when you first apply it like this, it's super glossy and gonna like I just kissed my hand and you can see it there like Vaseline. But after like rubbing, now it's not even getting all over my face. My face isn't all shiny because the additional gloss that your lips would typically drink up there. See, it's not even getting on my teeth. The gloss, your lips drink it up so quickly that it almost, you would have to reapply it all the time to keep that super, super glossy look. Otherwise, it ends up just being like moisturized lipstick the rest of the day. It's recommended to gloss before you eat or anytime you want like additional moisture put on your lips, and only use the Lipsense gloss because that's just how it works the best. So this is the Lipsense product. This is how you apply it. Okay, so here, these are about the layers. The first layer, basically, it's touching your skin. It's going to break down first and the fastest, but this is the one that applies directly to your lip. Then there's layer 2, which is protected from your lips by the first layer, and it's protected by the top coat, and so this is going to be your strongest layer. But again, it's building on itself. And then your third layer, it's protecting the middle layer from saliva or the natural environment, and basically just keeps the color lasting all day long. So those 3 layers really work together to increase the longevity of the product. And then, of course, last but certainly not least, you want to apply your gloss. And again, you want to apply this before eating or anytime your lips feel dry.